1 week closer to the end of the NHL regular season, and the playoff hunt is officially on in full force. Which teams are going to make it in, and which teams are just counting down the games until their season is finally over? Let's get into this week's tier list, starting, of course, at the bottom with the 5 teams that are on Gavin McKenna watch, those being the New York Rangers, the Toronto Maple Leafs, Calgary Flames, Chicago Blackhawks, and Vancouver Canucks. Rangers now officially joined this tier. They are the worst team in the East and are looking forward to nothing but the possibility of getting Gavin McKenna, and I think I speak for everybody in the Metro Division when I say, please God, don't allow that to happen. Moving up one tier, we have the teams that are the Walking Dead. They are still technically in the playoff hunt, but not really. Those are the Nashville Predators, Seattle Krakens, LA Kings, Winnipeg Jets, New Jersey Devils, Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers, they might surprise some people because they're still relatively well positioned to get into the playoffs, but that negative 13 goal differential on the season is telling the entire story. This is a team that is scratching out wins with everything that they have, and I don't think it's sustainable. Now, one tier above them, we just have the Florida Panthers, who are not a terrible team. They're not as bad as the teams below them, in my opinion. They're just broken beyond belief. Obviously, losing Barkov for the season, not having Matthew Tkachuk for a large portion, Sergei Bobrovsky not playing up to his standards. Just everything has gone wrong for this team, and they're counting down the days till they can get into the offseason, hopefully rest up, recharge, and come back as strong next year. A tier above them, the Ottawa Senators, who just, again, analytically, this team is so good. Not they're just above average, they're a really good team. They have no goaltending, and it blows my mind. So they have to be below the teams that are probably going to make the playoffs, but I cannot understand how this team just ignored goaltending this entire year when it's been basically their entire downfall. Above them, 4 teams who are on life support. They're technically in the playoff race, but it's fading fast. Those being the Red Wings, the Vegas Golden Knights, the Caps, and the Sharks. And you might be saying, oh, but the Red Wings are in a playoff spot. But again, look at the goal differential. They're in the negative. I don't think they're going to be able to hold off the Blue Jackets. Vegas, I do think, is going to get into the playoffs just because the Pacific is so goddamn pathetic. But the San Jose Sharks are going to have a little bit of a tough climb to overcome teams like Utah and even Seattle to get into the playoffs this year. The don't trust them tier is just the Anaheim Ducks right now. They lead the Pacific Division, the worst division in hockey, with a minus 11 goal differential. That is, their underlying analytics are absolutely terrible. This team is a paper tiger. Whoever they play in the second round, because they're going to play one of the other Pacific teams in the first round, is going to absolutely dog walk them. It's going to be a bloodbath. And the next tier I have is the playoff bubble, and I only say bubble because these are teams who might not technically be in or be in a kind of a shaky position as far as points go, but I think the underlying analytics suggest that they're going to get in just fine. Those being the Blue Jackets, they're not in the playoff spot, the Mammoth, the Penguins, Islanders, Oilers, and Bruins. I think all these teams will be in the playoffs. Maybe one of them will miss, but these are teams that I would say their ceiling is getting to the second round. Above them, fringe contenders that could make a deep run, but I think that they're kind of in a worse position than my cup favorites. These fringe contenders being the Avs, the Wild, the Hurricanes, Canadiens, and the Lightning. For the Avs, it's been particularly wild since the Olympic break. They've kind of been stuck, and it makes me a little worried that maybe they peaked too early. They're being chased down by one team who's my cup favorite, the Dallas Stars, and then there's also the Buffalo Sabres, who they just keep winning. I don't know how. I don't necessarily believe in it, but they just keep winning, and until they stop, I have to have them at the top of my tier list.